What actually is Kundalini? Kundalini is the divine breath. The terminology that describes the word Kundalini can be found across the board in all religions and all spiritual thinking. Kundalini in Tantra sees itself as the snake, the Kundalini snake, which rests curled up at the end of the spine in the root chakra, curled up 3 times and waits to be awakened. Once it's awake, the Kundalini snake, which stands for divine energy, it winds up the 7 chakras, the way to enlightenment. Well, as we all know, it is always the case that people take words too literally. Now, the Kundalini snake is not physical, not a cold-blooded animal living in your abdomen. Rather, the symbolism of a snake can be seen in connection with the 7 chakra, the 7 energy centers of the body. Kundalini, that is ultimately an idea about the energy that surrounds us, more who we are. And it remains an idea until you devote yourself to the task of gently waking this snake, to bring it back to its strength with all your heart, in love. Then the Kundalini snake no longer has to do with Tantra or Yoga. The term is rather recognized for what it means, a symbol that represents solitude, located through the structure of a certain spiritual direction, here Tantra Yoga. As mentioned at the beginning, the snake is found in connection with life energy, with divine energy, through all explanatory models. The Aborigines know the rainbow snake, which here in incomparably larger dimensions and an essential characteristic of the spirituality of the Australian Aborigines, is by no means located in a body, but rather grasps everything, determines everything, pervades everything. Attempts of different spiritual directions to give the same child different names. In order to be able to understand prana in or with Kundalini, Chi, breath of life, it is necessary to actually get involved with all will in this only very inadequate way of explanation in the form of words, this symbol. But we just have to trust this image that we generate for ourselves of this sacred cause, and the truth will appear. Especially when we deal with the term Kundalini in Tantra, it is of enormous importance to see that what the Kundalini line embodies cannot be understood by the body. The body is always only an instrument, a tool, but ultimately it has nothing to do with the source energy, the Kundalini, the prana, Chi. Enlightenment does not come from body exercise. Here, sometimes the journey is the goal, has a particularly powerful mood. Many enlightened ones have looked for ways, for systems of explanation that explain the inexplicable, so completely outside of every Kundalini, every Chi structure there installed that should make it easier to get on this path of real knowledge. And also, what we see as flesh and human beings in its limitedness, in the ignorance, the Buddhists would say the attachment, can never attain enlightenment. It's a welcome instrument for us and above all for creation to choose a little more to reveal. When we talk in Tantra about the fact that chakras are blocked, which we also know exactly where to find them, then the symbolism is in perfection. It almost seems like a deception on those who seek the truth. So what it should be clear, find in every spirituality are only the rungs of a ladder. Most people, however, once they have recognized one rung, sit on it and stay where they are, in possession of the holy truths of the rung. Aha, that's the way it is. Now I understood this too. And off we go back to everyday life, dripping with dualisms. This is due to the proximity of what is being tried to describe about chi, prana, and so on, to the factual, the material. We categorize. Then the thing is numbered and put in a thought drawer. We humanize this spirit, put it in intellectual chains. But as soon as our thinking has done this, namely to save a thing with various explanatory schemes that it does not understand at all, we have already lost. The knowledge is past us. This is the relentless ego game. It seems a little bit like playing with Schrödinger's cat. As soon as you want to grab it, it's no longer there. The meaning is not to be found in our thought structure. In order to really understand a little, it is necessary to discard society's attitude. It's a transformation of thinking that is absolute. What is revealed behind the separation from God, which we humans perceive in every moment of our life, the separation from creation, love, which happens through the social concept of physicality. What's revealed? It's so great that with our dead-bound body, we are not able to understand at all. This breath of God, the energies of the Kundalini snake, the prana that takes effect in our chakras, the chi, simply the energy of creation, the source, love, can only open up carefully and gradually. And everything that we do is prepare an altar for it. This is also physically Tantra also. Prepare an altar for love, a place where it likes to linger. Our body is certainly a temple, but even more so, it's an instrument that has been given to us to find the truth. An old monk realized many thousand years ago, I'm just the hole in a flute through which God's breath flows. It is very clear to us to take good care of this indescribable gift, this tool, but our path to love is independent of it. If we do not recognize ourselves with the attributes of the body, That is to say, illness, infirmity, suffering, death, transitory, we are able to recognize love, creation, more and more. And we will wish so dearly to know more, as becomes completely clear the terminology of the Kundalini, or even further its materialization in the legendary snake, which in the Aborigine spans the whole world and ultimately makes it up, is only to be seen as an aid. The prana is not physical. This energy, the chi, it is the transcendence of our mind, away from dualistic, judgmental, evaluative thought structures.